and they'll send me a check.
A check in the
looked
mail.
it up. Now I'm gonna do it just to make
Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, D'Anthony. It's that day, brother.
What day?
And you go pick up down now. SpaceX. We're finally putting some people back in space, Dan.
Yeah, this is a big one, actually.
Huge. Huge. Cut to that, Giorgio. Can you cut to that picture right there? Look at that thing. Look at that big white donkey dick in the sky. God damn it. So there's the two astronauts there. I want to talk about their sexy suits. Look at that. Is that pleather?
I think it's dolphin skin.
Albino dolphin skin.
Yeah.
Only Musk would come up with albino dolphin skin.
Well, you've got to bleach it still.
Yeah, I mean, you wanted a clean white, obviously.
Wait, what color eyes do dolphins have?
Black, I believe.
Dolphins.
I think they're black. It'd be weird to see a blue-eyed dolphin, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
A nice blonde-haired, blue-eyed dolphin.
Are you fucking kidding me? There's
great.
There's no quick answer.
There isn't. There isn't.
I mean, it looks black. It looks super dark.
And that's the thing. So.
But what if it was a blue-eyed dolphin and it had like a fucking earring and shit?
Yeah.
And it wore a baseball cap like Boyz II Men?
That'd be great. But looking at these two fucking guys right now, I mean, look, it's got to be a lot of nerves. Clearly. Are you more nervous or excited about this?
Well, look, imagine you were about to do something. One, that's a lifelong dream, and two, that is an incredible experience that most human beings will never. I think, like, there's been less than 100 people in space or something like that, and then
something crazy.
And then three, a very anxiety-producing situation, and then you have to sit there in place for a goddamn hour before it happens.
Longer than that.
I mean, like at a minimum. Yeah, they got in the shuttle for, but they were doing systems checks and all this shit. Now they're just kind of fucking sitting there.
Yeah, we were on air earlier, and they were hopping into that fucker on Ross Patterson Revolution. So I want to say they've been in there at least 3 hours at this point, right? In case something goes wrong or in case something goes right. My question is, where are you going to the bathroom, man?
You're just dumping out.
Are you?
Yeah, they're diaped up.
Is there a hole? Yeah, but I understand there's a diaper stitch. I didn't know if there was a hole in the back. We're talking about Musk here at this point, you know?
Yeah, who knows what kind of... He may have a vacuum cleaner.
That's what I was going to say.
Butthole or something.
Plugged into your dick and your asshole.
Can you imagine just walking around with a backpack that's a vacuum cleaner? Because they make that already.
I actually
All
can.
you have to do is run the hoses.
Boom, right through the proper holes.
Well, or around? I don't know. I guess it depends.
I would buy them and wear them for every single football game we go to.
Well, could you imagine like going to a wedding and you're wearing a tuxedo and then you're wearing your fucking dump bag? And someone's like, "Oh, that's what is that? What is that?" They're like, "Well, I'm pissing and shitting into it.
It's my dump bag.
I like to carry it around. Here, you want to see?
Yeah.
Pull it out, and the back of it is clear so you can see it. He shakes it around.
Oof. That'd be the new way to judge people.
Yeah. You don't have a dump bag?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
First of all, it separates classes. Obviously, poor from rich. Second of all, the type of shit you actually have would determine, who you are as a person as well.
So you think people with like diarrhea would get judged?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. You've worked in an office before, right? Black Rifle.
A little bit, yeah.
Black Rifle.
Not really a traditional office, but yeah.
Correct, but there's a lot of people in there. In particular, a lot of dudes.
Drinkin Bros 20.
Yeah, as the promo code for blackriflecoffee.com.
Bitches.
And when you're working with a lot of dudes in a building like that, and particularly a place that serves coffee, there's a lot of shitting going on.
There's a lot of carnivores in that building too.
Oof. So there would be certain types of shit that other dudes have where it makes me judge them as people. When I'm like, God, you're a fucking disgusting human. You know?
Like apple milkshake.
Yeah. Like those guys, and I know them well. Anybody who's an apple milkshake type of guy, first of all, I judge them, and then they're really not my friends that much. I've worked with a few people who have shit weird, where it's just like, God damn it. Like, every day smelled like something had died within them, and they were releasing that carcass out into the world. Didn't want to hang with them anymore after that. I was like, I can't trust you. I definitely can't share a hotel room with you if we're on a road trip. And I don't want to share an Airbnb with one bathroom.
No, you don't want one guy dumping up the whole joint.
No. And that's...
Because that happens all the time.
A lot. And you might be asking yourself, hey, you guys have had a lot of guests on the show. Is there any disgusting people on the show? Not that I can recall, but there was a girl who took a hearty fucking deuce right after we got off air.
Oh, that was in L.A.
It was.
Yeah.
And just lit a match and Febrezed on the way out and had no shame about it whatsoever. And I was like, oh, I mean, I guess that's a power move, but
well,
I was a little shaken by it.
I'm not comfortable with that kind of power.
Me neither.
And I don't think women should have power anyway. So,
so that being said, I would assume Musk has probably got something inventive rather than just a diaper, because I don't know how long it takes to get to space.
Probably 3-4 diapers.
You think so? But where are you changing those?
I don't
that whole thing.
I don't know where they're going actually, but it doesn't take that long. I mean, you have to get to about, I think, 25,000 miles per hour to break through the Earth's gravity to get into near orbit.
Yeah.
So that thing's hauling ass. I know that. So I don't think it would take that long. I mean, how far exactly is the fucking...
We're 35 minutes away, people, by the way. We're live on air, live on YouTube with you. We're going to be here with you through this. Dan and I have a contingency in place in case something happens to the rocket and it explodes and doesn't make it. We're going to do a hard cut to graphic, hardcore gay pornography.
Yeah.
And we picked out a video that is 1 hour and 38 minutes. And what our hope is, our sincerest hope, is that when we cut away to this footage, hopefully we won't have to, but if we do, I think 1 hour and 38 minutes worth of hardcore gay anal pounding will kind of make you forget about the crash.
Well, I mean, this one, to be honest, from my perspective, is pretty romantic. So I don't, you could get lost in the story, maybe.
Oh, of the porn?
Yeah. Not
obviously.
The shuttle launch is not romantic, although this woman is holding what looks to be
something very phallic.
Switch to that?
Yeah,
this woman is holding
this woman here if we can on
that
YouTube.
That looks like something you sit on, my man.
I watched a video with that the other night where a woman was jamming herself with one of those.
This is what fucking Elon Musk has been working on.
Yeah, it's called the Musk Up. You got to musk up. Boom. Put that right in the old cooch and be on your way. She's holding it very delicately, too.
She keeps, doing this to the tip, too. What are you trying to make that thing do exactly? How does this work?
They just put her in a smaller screen so they could go back to the two white knights here and the fucking thing. They kind of look like stormtroopers, by the way.
A little bit, yeah. This is what happens when your marketing team doesn't have a sense of humor. Because I would have spotted that immediately. Hey, we're going to hand this very attractive woman a fucking phallic-looking object and have her stroke it for the next 10 to 15 minutes.
It looks like the ratings are up, though, so they're doing something right.
Come on.
They're doing something right. We're live from Cape Canaveral today doing this. This is old school shit.
That's named after Evil Canaveral, right?
It is, yes. Yeah, and his brother, who tragically died in a grocery cart incident, R.I.P.
Dave Canaveral?
Dave Canaveral, yeah. Was attempting the world's largest grocery cart jump and is no longer with us. So we miss him every day, and we're thinking about him and his family on a day like this. But these guys now have their fingers up. They have their hands up, and they're wiggling them. Is that any indication of something? We're 32 minutes out. Is that do you have to loosen up? Homeboy just crossed up. I'm going to be honest. In this position, have you ever sat in that position facing up like that, completely straight up?
On a roller coaster for a little while.
Same. Yeah. I fell asleep immediately. I don't know why there's something about that position, but I immediately go like narco, narcolepsy.
I wonder if they're on stimulants or anything. I mean, they screen
what type of stimulants?
I don't know, like amphetamines.
You think they drug test?
Well, yeah, of course they fucking drug test. You have to get cleared by the FAA and NASA.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Speaking of that, if for those of you who don't know what's going on here today, if this flight is successful, this is the one that SpaceX needs to certify themselves, and then they can do full-on operations.
Correct.
Through NASA.
Yeah.
So
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Big Dick Branson, he failed on his a couple days ago. He was trying to do one of those deals off a 747, launch a rocket. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So he tried to one-up Musk, and his went down. Luckily, there was no people on it, so nobody was injured. But this has got 2 humans on it. What we've seen before was a car being sent into space.
Ooh, this is a good question. Can you bet this on my bookie?
Don't
I don't
you
know.
fucking dare, whether they live or not.
I hope that's not one of the bets.
My bookie doesn't give a shit. By the way, my bookie, promo code Drinkin Bros, double your deposits on mybookie.com. Yesterday, we had John Anik on, UFC announcer, calls all the fights with Joe Rogan, and we went over all of the winners for the weekend. So download yesterday's sports show, mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros on that one. I would say yes. They had a fucking celebrity death watch, remember, on MyBookie.
What part is it in the entertainment part?
Yeah. But this thing, I bet you they have an over-under whether or not this takes off on time. Because there was a rumor earlier in the day and last night a little bit that this thing wasn't going to take off at all. Because there's a tropical storm that's headed for Charleston. They were expecting rain. The sky is cleared. They said the ocean is calm, which I don't know why that has to do with anything at all. But, yeah, they're going to go here in 29 minutes.
I'm getting lost in these celebrity death matchups.
Remember we did a full episode on them.
Demi Lovato and Artie Lang.
Yeah. It's Artie Lang, by the way, if you're out there at home and you were looking to bet on a celebrity to die first, it's Artie Lang. Beautiful day at Cape Canaveral.
I can't find this.
SpaceX, they might not have it. I mean, that might be pushing it too much. All I kept thinking today was, if this crashes.
Oh, wait. First organization to send humans to Mars. This is the one. These are the same.
Mars. Yeah.
It's the same ones before,
yeah. All I kept thinking today is, if this crashes, that you can't be any more 2020 than what we've.
Yeah, maybe this is May. I mean, nothing huge has happened from May that started in May.
Oof.
Like COVID was going on before that.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of shit
that puts a lot of pressure on us for June through the rest of the year.
I know.
To make sure something bad happens every month. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, you can't let it happen for 4 and then 5 straight months and then just stop. We'll go through with anxiety withdrawals.
Yeah, I was trying to think when the last horrible year was, where every day you just woke up with terrible news.
Yeah.
And it was 2016. Remember all those celebrity deaths in 2016, where every day it was like Prince, Bowie. I mean, everybody just kept dying. And you're like, God damn, this is getting weird.
But I didn't care about any of that.
I know you didn't, but I did.
Yeah, so I can't relate is what I'm saying.
And then it ended with a bang. Trump got elected. So maybe it'll end the same way, where it's just a bunch of fucked up shit, and then Trump will get reelected, and we can move on with our day. But we'll see. Currently 28 minutes from blast off right now.
My favorite thing about the current political state is watching progressive liberals defend Joe Biden. It's my favorite thing.
It's tough,
right
man.
It's not tough. It's hilarious.
I know, but it's tough that they have to, and they don't have a choice.
Yeah. Well,
but they're just like, oh God.
We need to do a newscast where we're covering a sporting event, and then cut back. People are saying, "Well, blah blah blah," and then you cut back to them, the tape actually says. Shows that you're full of shit.
Yeah.
You were walking through Chinatown with no mask on, saying, "Come visit, you dumb bitch." Trump's a racist.
Oh, that's great, man. We are so close to this. Jessie had my wife, she had no desire to ever go to space. If this gets to a point where we can actually do it as tourists, are you in on that list? Do you want to see it?
No.
Really?
Maybe towards the end of my life, but to be honest, it's not going to be a fucking fun situation.
Why is that?
Because one, even in a short amount of time, space has a dramatic effect on your body.
Yeah.
And more direct exposure outside of the Earth's magnetic field to radiation makes you age real fucking fast.
No shit.
Yes. Yeah.
It's weird you say that. So they showed the 2 astronauts, both look way beyond their age. Yeah, you can cut to them, Giorgio. But they showed them, earlier getting ready for the day, and they have been to space before, and they are best friends in real life. And I don't know if they do that in case they get stuck, where it's just like, hey, you're going to have to bone your friend eventually. I guess it's somebody you want to know.
So you think there's a little menu where they're like, just tell me everything you're into and other people?
Yeah.
Like maybe a personality matchup or something like that?
I think so.
And the guy, there's an other at the bottom, and he just put an X through it. He wrote Twinks.
Twinks, yeah.
No hair at all. I don't want to see a single hair in this guy's body below the sideburns.
And he just put hashtag Let's Get Wet at the end of it. And that's two best friends, 25 minutes away from this erotic adventure.
Well, 25 minutes is when the window opens, right? It's 4:33. Yeah. 4:33
So
is when their first window opens.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll make it on time.
We'll see. I hope so too, man. Nothing would be worse. And remember that one where they just sat there and it got called off and they were just sitting on the fucking spaceship all day? Imagine shitting and pissing your pants all day into a diaper and then they're like, hey, man, it's a no-go.
Well, I mean, I guess.
And you've been sitting in it for 4 hours.
This is, these guys are super smart and they put their bodies through a lot of stuff. You got to think they have some kind of routine before they get on, right?
One would imagine. I hope it doesn't involve Chipotle.
No, I think it involves colonoscopy, probably.
Could be. You could drain out. Yeah. You could take some Vicodin. You know, that'll clog your shit up too. So, who knows what they're going through right now? But I wish those guys had microphones on.
Yeah,
and could talk. I wonder if they are. Giorgio, pipe in some sound. Let's see if they can actually
Automated
talk.
undocking sequence is complete. Dragon
the
will complete
undocking
2
sequence.
departure burns using its Draco engines, pushing it
my
away from
favorite.
the space station.
When I undock, it's better than docking almost.
Station,
you know,
because
that means I've just had an orgasm inside another man's foreskin,
number of other
and then I
operations.
undock.
If you're looking at this
and so
animation,
the
it
dick's
might
part.
look like we're playing the one we played originally in reverse, because that's kind of
You
how
can
it goes,
you
but
can
just a
mute
little
it
bit.
for a second there, Giorgio. It's a bunch of jargon that's frankly I don't care to know or understand.
They're showing the flight path right there. So they're going to leave Earth's orbit going southwest.
Okay.
And then curl around the planet to the west. I guess technically in space there's no west, but
right.
They'll be going in that direction, in a clockwise direction twice.
Yeah.
And then they'll end on the other side, and that's where the mission ends.
No shit.
Yeah.
And they're going to be up there for what, 2 months or something like that?
I don't know. However much bologna they brought, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when we run out of bologna, I'm out of here.
Yeah, man. If I don't get my ice cream, my space ice cream.
I don't know if you guys have ever met an astronaut before, but this is how they talk.
Yeah.
They're super into bologna for some reason.
I know.
don't understand.
Very, very into bologna. And when that runs out, they'll probably come home. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Meanwhile, we got some sponsors who put this whole fucking shit wagon on the air. Big fan. GhostBed.com/Drinkin Bros. I love those shirts.
Yeah.
Comfy as shit.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah. Right now, they've got a bundle package. 30% off the bundle package. My D's hard even thinking about that, man, because their sheets are fucking phenomenal. Best pillows in the business, best mattresses. In all honesty, this is one of the best companies that's out there. And if we were going to have a title sponsor and it's going to be, a big purchase like that, we fucking check all this shit, and every single product they make is phenomenal. They got adjustable bases with USB ports and ports for fucking flashlights too. You can charge your flashlight in there.
You could put your flashlight in between the mattress and the bed.
Yeah.
Or in the frame.
Really go to work.
Yeah. So
some people say that's harder than going to space. Because they're just sitting there. You got to actually work when you put your dick between a mattress into a flashlight and the base. So you make the call at home. I'll leave that up to you. Right now, everything else is 25% off at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. And as always, their 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, is available and applicable with these deals. The 30% off bundle package is a Memorial Day special. So it only goes through June 5th. So go there and get it now. But
June the 5th be with you.
Whew, how much time we got there, Giorgio? They took the counter off. Man, homeboy's tapping his leg. He's getting anxious.
Find out what's happening.
It's almost like a horse, in Yellowstone, where they kind of tap it a little bit.
Yeah, I think they should just have intravenous drugs going into them all the time.
Ooh, could you imagine that? That's the thing, man. If you're going to space, wouldn't you want to be high for that?
I would definitely trip in space.
Yeah.
But I've tripped I've done it a million times, so it's not that big a deal for me, but I would definitely...
Yeah,
I would definitely do mushrooms, probably.
By the way, I think I would. This is just me personally. You can go back to it. You can go back to that demo too. The other one, Georgia. There you go. Ooh, it looks like the rockets are cooling off. You see some smoke out of there? Cut to that image right now and put that up here. That's beautiful, actually. That thing's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty dope looking.
It does look like a penis, though.
I mean, it looks
Very phallic.
or like a stormtrooper helmet.
There we go.
Fucked up. Oh.
20 minutes, D'Anthony, to launch America. We changed the name of the title to Launch America, Alec. This is what we're all about today. Yeah, change the title to Launch America. Let's get into it, dude. We are launching with America ourselves, and I got to be honest. If I'm going to die and blow up in a spaceship, I think that would be one of the best ways to die. It'd be so fucking instant, and then everybody around the world would mourn you. Like, you go out a hero like that, right?
Yeah, I'm not really concerned about the latter part, but it would be, I guess, nice to go quickly. But
Yeah.
the death that I want
Mm-hmm.
is I want Mars to get slung out of its orbit towards the Earth, and then for 9 months or longer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how long. It depends on what the speed was at the time, but
Sure.
it would take about 9 months probably for it to get here.
Yeah.
And for 9 months, Mars would just get bigger and bigger, and it started out as a little red dot.
Yeah.
It would get bigger and bigger and bigger until it took up the entire sky.
Yeah.
And then our tidal friction and all this other bullshit would be happening. It would be chaos. And
Yeah.
then it would slam into us, or the sky would catch on fire and it would slam. That would be the best way to go.
It wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't
mean,
be
if
bad.
it-
I can tell you.
Let's say the afterlife is a thing and exists.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to show up with some bullshit death.
True.
You don't want to show up like, oh man, I cut my fucking finger on a nail.
Yeah.
Got tetanus.
I know, and then I
Yeah.
died. I think the worst way to go is if they had your asshole stretched out maybe 100 yards above this, and when they launched, this rocket just tore right through you. Just went right through your beehole. That would be the worst way to go.
I don't know. The Romans used to put. I think I've said this on the show before. They used to take female horse pheromones and put them on.
Yeah.
assholes while
Yeah.
they were in stocks, and
boy.
studs would come rape them to death.
Yeah.
They also would put a glass rod about the size of that flag right there, or the pole, into the dude's dick hole, and then smash it with a wooden hammer.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God
it was like
damn
glass,
it. Oh,
broken glass in your urethra.
shit.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
great.
not want to hear that.
Well,
It's getting a little cloudy down there at NASA. Those don't look like storm clouds, but a storm may be on the horizon here. I wonder if the astronauts know, if they can see out the windows there. You know? Yeah. Cut to that picture, Giorgio. Let's see. Let's show the clouds. Ah, there they go. They're back. Everything seems fine. You would figure they would check out at this point, like take off their shit, like a seatbelt or something. Doesn't appear as if they are. So, with 17 minutes left, risk it, right?
yeah, just go at that
Just
point.
go at that point. The whole world's watching. I think live on YouTube right now, there was over 1 million people watching this.
Yeah, and look, man, like if you're at the grocery store and you get
Mm-hmm.
it, you're at the checkout and you forgot something,
Yeah.
you don't fucking go back and get it at that point. You
No.
get your shit and leave, and you just don't have that thing.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if I were them, I would have gotten some Killcliff CBD from killcliffcbd.com. We're actually drinking it today. No lie. If you can see inside the cup, I get a little grape in there.
I've got mango, actually.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Did I go? I'm always the grape. I love the grape. 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. Throw that in some vodka. That'll really relax you, especially during something like this with 17 minutes to go here. They just started tapping things on a computer, which is nice. But some CBD right about this moment for them would go a long way. 25 milligrams in every can. There is no THC, so you will not piss hot. Go to killcliffcbd.com, promo code Drinkin Bros. Get you 20% off and free shipping with that. Don't they have a mix and match pack now too?
Yeah, they got a sampler pack.
Yeah, the old
Yep.
sampler, dude. Which is a nice thing.
It is.
Look, man, free shipping and 20% off. We drink a can of this every night. Another product we're fortunate that's with us. Like, we actually use this shit every single day, so it's great. But these two guys, man, if they could be in a ghost bed in this position right now and having some Killcliff CBD, it would be probably a better world for them.
Yeah, maybe Ghost Bed should start making couches out of their beds.
Good. Could you imagine a couch?
Ghost couch?
Fuck. I'd buy 9 of those things, dude.
Yeah.
I'd love a ghost couch, you know? I'd love a ghost on that couch. You ever hear the story about Bobby Brown fucking a ghost? He told it, by the way. This isn't like a fable.
Was it male or female?
An Aesop's fable.
Ghost.
He claims it was a female. So,
Bobby Brown.
who don't know? If you fucked a male ghost, are you gay? Does that make you gay?
I don't think. What does it mean, make you gay?
Well, I mean, let's say you weren't like Bobby Brown. Clearly wasn't gay before.
Well,
but he enjoyed sex with his ghost, and it was a dude.
If you build one house, does that make you a carpenter for the rest of your life?
I think so.
Because there's a saying.
It's hard to build a house. It's hard to fuck a ghost.
What about something easy? Like if you fucking make one meal for yourself, are you a goddamn chef now?
It depends on the meal.
No, it
depends on the meal.
It doesn't depend on the meal.
Ask Boyardi.
Yeah, you can fuck dudes if you want, and it doesn't make you gay.
He's my favorite.
As long as you say no homo before.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, it's fine. Dudes have been doing that for years. I have friends,
rappers.
2 dudes that are married that have been, like, they're not gay.
Yeah.
They've been banging each other for years.
Oh, shit. People are saying it's a no-go, dude. Pipe it in, Giorgio.
Is undergoing the post-scrub operations on both Dragon as well as Falcon 9, working with the range.
Wow.
No issues being reported right now as we start to go through that sequence. Everything looks good. And Dan, we had a good webcast going here until the very end. So, we'll look at it as now we've had another great dry rehearsal. Last Saturday we did a dry one, I should say.
They said the clock
today we've
has
done a wet dress
paused.
rehearsal.
I don't know
but
why.
Sorry, we just couldn't get there, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, John And obviously, we can't control the weather. We came right down to the wire.
Bullshit,
there,
we can't control
just
the weather.
Squeeze in between those cloud systems to get a launch today, but it wasn't to be. But it doesn't mean we're done. We're going to have another attempt coming up in just 3 days. So we're going to be doing this all
people
over
have to
again,
wait.
Essentially on
No
Saturday.
shit. On Saturday.
On the 30th. And that launch attempt is going to be coming
Yeesh.
at 3:22 p.m. Eastern time. So a little bit earlier in the day. It's going to look largely the same to everything that we saw today.
Man,
with the crew waking
everybody
up,
who
going
got
through
high
suit-up,
waiting
making
for
their
this
way
at
to the pad.
420 is so pissed
So it's gonna,
off
we're going
right
to feel
now.
a lot of deja vu, I think, on Saturday.
But still exciting.
Wow.
Safety is always first. So if weather was not there for us today,
she-
hopefully
who's this-
Saturday,
this
it
hot
will
chick
be
that they're casting,
there for
or that
us,
are
and we will
casting?
have a safe launch on Saturday.
Yeah, the initial
Yikes.
weather report still had us at about, I think, a 40% possibility of
So did
violation.
it
so
start
weather
raining?
a little bit better, but we're still
must
going to
have.
be kind of rolling the dice. It is Florida in the spring and summer, so storms are always a possibility.
All right, Giorgio, you can cut out of
One of the
here.
good things, though, the vehicle appeared to be in great health throughout the day. Both Dragon and Falcon.
Man, that is really disappointing. Really disappointing. Chris Beerworth said the Florida weather foreskin is a 50% chance right now, foreskin.
56% chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a fucking downer. We did an entire podcast centered around a launch that didn't happen.
Well,
I almost feel like we should have just talked to you about what it would be like for you to fuck Halle Berry, you know? Is that didn't happen
David
either.
Justice did it.
He did.
It can't be that hard.
He did. Well, David Justice, though, in his prime for the Braves during that period, because I was a kid in Atlanta when that was happening, and it was like, dude, they were the king and queen of the city.
David Justice had 3 good seasons in his entire career.
Pull up the numbers. He was amazing.
No.
David Justice was real good. And then he went to Cleveland and had a pretty decent run there.
The Yankees.
Ah, that's right. The Yankees, too. Fuck you.
And Oakland his last year.
Fuck you, dude.
Billy B.
There's a lot of listeners right now who are watching with us on YouTube who are like, well, at least I got stoned. And that's true. And you got to look at the positive aspect of life. You did get to get high on 420. Elon Musk did that for you and to you. Because he could have scheduled this at another time, but he said, you know what? In case this thing doesn't work out, at least you're high as shit, and you can go on about your day doing other things today.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Like looking at baseball stats.
Stats, yeah. Yeah.
David Justice had, let's see, one.
Yeah, what do you have there?
I'm looking at his wins above replacement. He had 1 season above 5. He had 1 that was close. So he had 2 standout seasons, and then he had 2 more that were close to 4, which is also good. So he had 4 good seasons.
Okay.
The rest were, for a person of his salary, not great. In my opinion. Like, Mike Trout averages like a 9.
Yeah.
Right?
But no one's Mike Trout, obviously. So
No one is, but I mean, there's a lot of people that are up there. Like, if you're a top of the league player, you're at least at a 5. If you're not, then you probably shouldn't be getting paid that much.
Yeah. It is what it is. I'm still going to stand up for David Justice and everything he did for the city. He got a title with us. He was with Halle Berry, and there's a lot of respect there for that, in my eyes.
Tom Glavine got us that title. Let's be clear about that.
He was pretty good.
He lit it up in the fucking World Series that year.
Scrubbed is all it's saying. That's the headline right now.
Hashtag fuck.
Scrubbed, dude. It just got fucking scrubbed. There is a tornado warning, they're now saying. Classic 2020. What if a tornado came and just fucking nuked the rocket, man? That would be the most 2020 thing of 2020 right now.
If it picked it up and dragged it
just picked it up and dragged it and dropped it in, like, I don't know, fucking Panama City.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoopsies. People are out enjoying the beach, having some fireball shots with their loved ones, and then all of a sudden, boom! Some guy's getting his dick sucked off behind a fucking Fridays, dude. He just had, 8 to 10 pea skins with extra sour cream, getting his dick sucked off, and then all of a sudden a rocket just drops on him, explodes his testicles right off his body. And by the way, because we still have an eye on this, and I appreciate you keeping that up, Giorgio, the astronauts are still in there. Hashtag let the astronauts out, dude, at this point. One would think you would just get out of it like a car, but apparently it's more complicated than that.
I wonder if that's, yeah. I wonder if it was certain death, if people would still volunteer to do it. Because this means, like, these people, a lot of these, especially modern astronauts, start training for this shit when they're like 10 years old. Like, I'm not even kidding. They start that young in programs if you're identified as somebody that could actually do something like this. I wonder if it was like you finally get there, you're like in your mid to late 30s for your first mission maybe, and they're like, well, you only get the one. You still want to do it? Like, shit, I don't know. Because it is kind of like that. Like, you don't know if that motherfucker's just going to blow up.
No, you have no idea.
And space is unforgiving, to say the least.
Very unforgiving.
A lot of radiation. I mean, you can imagine. I think the God, what is the Earth spinning at? Like,
probably 4 miles an hour.
No, it's
is that not right? I haven't thought about science in a while. Was going to today, and then this all got ruined. So right now, the two guys you are seeing that are, again, astronauts are still in the ship, and we're keeping an eye on it, have piss and shit their pants, and they're just sitting in that now, and they're
sitting in their own dump.
They're being held captive. One of them has just pressed a note against his windshield of his helmet that just says, trapped, let me out, poo-poo too hard.
And then it's a picture of a penis.
Yeah.
But not a good-looking one. It's
no. It's a very dotted penis.
It looks like it might be injured or something.
Yeah, it looks like it was attacked by 8 squirrels.
It's wearing a sling.
Don't want to be those guys right now, but in 3 days after the tornado hits and all that other stuff, maybe they'll give this a go again. But that dude was right. Those people look cast, by the way. They didn't look like real scientists.
I've met
the hot woman and the dude.
What's his name?
Very, very hipstery. Right out of Central Casting, those guys. It looked to me like, because he was right. It was like Florida's got a lot of storms, especially in the summer. Yeah. It's true, they do, and that's the proof of a real scientist. Because my first inclination was to say that girl is way too hot. She's not a scientist, but now,
this dude
both of them.
is an astronaut.
What's his name?
Tim Copra.
Okay.
He's I think he's actually on the board of Walmart now. I don't know what he does.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
But he's an astronaut. I think they're all. I don't think you see a whole. I'm sure in the control room there's a lot of weird looking people, but I think to have the physical capabilities that it requires, it looks stupid on television. Like you're watching some dude. Oh, you got to lie down for 4 hours. Big deal, man.
Yeah.
But they put their body through a lot of shit. The G-force it takes to get out of Earth's atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Is so intense that they have to train for months, sometimes years.
It's a
to
lot
be able to take it. So I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of fucking like straight out nerds.
Yeah.
That are pockmarked and stupid.
I got a question for you I wanted to bring up. Because we were talking to cock teasing today's episode today on Ross Patterson Revolution, and I said, look, these guys should be cast. You should cast astronauts. They should be pimpy looking. One of them should look like George Clooney. One of them should look like Brad Pitt, essentially. It's good for the world, and it's good for America and the space program if you have two really good-looking dudes. One of these guys is kind of pimpy, very Buzz Aldrin-ish. I mean, not really pimpy. The other guy is not at all, and he looks kind of like an out-of-shape
Well, maybe
dad.
you need one of each.
Do you, though?
I don't know. I
And
mean,
that's
there was always a character actor, Ron Howard's brother, for example.
Ooh.
Why did he ever get cast in anything? It's because he's a weird-looking guy.
Yeah, he's Ron Howard's brother. But in this one, you got two pimps on there, and I think that would have helped the world more. The second question to that was, she brought up Theo Von. Theo Von met Buzz Aldrin.
Mm-hmm.
He said he looked him in the eyes, and he goes, he didn't have the look. He didn't have the look of a guy who would go onto the moon.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, there's a look, Dan.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
And I think if there was a look, Theo Von would be the last human being on Earth I would go to for expertise in that field.
Here's the thing, Dan. You've killed hundreds of people, right?
Yeah,
You have a
Theo-
look in your eyes that is dead behind the eyes where you're like, all right,
Correct.
cool.
But Theo Von, he's come on, man. He's
Here's
a
what-
hillbilly. Like,
Here's what I'm saying. Here's all I'm saying with in regards to the moon look is what we're calling it, right?
okay.
I think as far as the moon look in your eyes, that was almost 50 years ago. He's probably over it at this point, and he's tired of talking about it because it's the one thing that no one else has really done. Therefore, you will always have that question of what was it like?
Are you talking about
Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz
yeah.
Aldrin.
Yeah. Don't you think
Did
like
you
a
not-
million people
Did you
have
not
been like
see
yeah.
him like 2 or 3 years ago? Some dude was harassing him about the moon landing being fake, and he punched him in the fucking face.
Yeah. He was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
So what do you mean he doesn't have that look?
That's the thing. That Theo Von. We're gonna have to ask him when he comes on the show.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, what were you really seeing there that you wanted to see and you think you didn't see?
I wouldn't mind watching Theo Von fight Buzz Aldrin.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I mean,
Who do you got in that? I got Buzz.
He's got the old man strength, but Theo's got the hillbilly, wiry kid strength too, which is like that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
unstoppable force, an
Yeah.
immovable object kind of deal. I don't know. I think Theo's rat tail probably puts him over the top because there's an extra.
I think so.
Like it's almost like there's some cable of adrenaline going down into your body when you have that rat tail hanging.
Sure.
Because they're always ready to fight.
Yeah.
If you see someone with a rat tail, they're ready to fight you right now. Over
Anytime,
nothing.
anywhere.
Over nothing.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree
Be
with
careful.
that.
I think we should outlaw rat tails.
The last time I saw Buzz Aldrin on some form of TV, he was on TMZ, and he was yelling at it appeared to be a front desk person for like Southwest Airlines or American Airlines or something like that, and he was in an airport bitching that his flight got canceled, and he was like, "You don't fucking cancel a flight on Buzz Aldrin." I don't know that he said that exactly, but I'm obviously paraphrasing or just making it up completely. But he was ready to fight then, but he was in a wheelchair. And the sad part about it to me was, here's a guy who's landed on the moon, been all around Earth and different parts of the universe, and now he's haggling with somebody at Southwest over, a connection that went wrong.
Do you know where I've been?
Yeah. You ask your fucking pilots if they've been where I've been,
Yeah, he would say something like, I don't know. If I was him, I would work it into every conversation.
Like, sure he does.
Instead of saying this isn't brain surgery, I'd be like, look, man, it's not like we're trying to get to the moon here. Done that already. By the way, you piece of shit.
Fucking Buzz, dude.
I like Buzz. I don't know.
I just think he's over life.
I don't. Well, I'm sure he wants to die.
I don't know about that. I just think
No,
that,
he's-
he's tired of answering those questions.
At this point, his entire life has been defined by 3 weeks of his life.
Yeah.
So that probably
Uh,
sucks.
Madman Podcast said, and Nicole Arbor sued him for headphones. Theo Von. I heard about that story. I don't know if that's true or not.
She
But
sued
allegedly.
for a headphone. What do you mean?
That's
for
what I
headphones?
heard. That she got her earring caught in one of his headphones when she was on his show or something like that, and tried to sue. I heard this story though. Somebody just wrote that in. I can't confirm it, but
That's weird.
I'd heard that as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
Theo Von would be a great guest. I've chatted with him a couple times to come on. We've been really close. He travels a lot for
Yeah.
stand up and everything else, and especially with the pandemic that's going on. Those guys are all in lockdown in LA. The good part about it is they can still do each other's shows because podcasts were deemed essential. But we're here.
I was watching Andrew Schultz yesterday, by the way, and he was like talking about girls and how like I don't understand why they always want you to put in effort. Like they're trying to make some kind of point about you putting in effort. Like, can't we just do fun shit or whatever the fuck? And the guy, I can't remember the dude's name, the fucking Indian kid that's on the show, super fucking funny, by the way. He was like, well, let me ask you this. Do you like to for your girl to make you dinner, or do you like for you guys just to go out somewhere or get takeout? And he goes, well, I prefer when she makes dinner, but I don't mind if she brings it home. He goes, well, why do you prefer that she makes it? He goes, well, it's because she's putting in, and he was about to say putting in effort. I was like, fuck. He totally walked himself into it. It was hilarious. It's on his Instagram right now. You should go look at it.
That's great. That's great.
He owned himself.
Yeah.
In real time.
Yeah, you have to.
Are
the
they still
astronauts are
sitting there?
still sitting there, dude. They're not letting them out. I'm telling you. There is probably, I'd say, 1.5 pounds worth of shit in each of their diapers right now.
They've only been in there 4 hours. How much do you shit?
4 hours. I think the nerves, though, kick in. I don't think you factor that. Again, we don't know what their pregame meals were. I
assuming,
hope it's not Chipotle.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
What if they were sponsored by someone like that, though?
SpaceX?
Yeah, like Taco
Or
Bell.
each.
Would that surprise you?
Each guy.
Taco Bell sponsors
Each guy.
SpaceX.
I feel like if you're going to spend this much time on screen as an
Yeah.
individual, you should be able to sell
ad
advertising.
space.
for that.
Yeah. Put some patches on, like NASCAR, because these are very NASCAR-y suits they've got on right now. You should put some patches on there. So yeah, it's now deemed an official weather scrub. It's not raining. You could have gone. I think. My question is this too: you're blasting through the fucking clouds. It's a quick trip. You know, what are you worried about?
A little
for?
like electricity in the air. That's why you're worried about that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nah, not me. I would have.
I mean, the rain can also dampen the fuel and all that stuff, so it can fuck it up that way. But yeah, you don't want to fly into an electrical storm.
Nah, I think it would have been fine. I think it tears right through it.
No, it doesn't. It'll shut the electrical systems down, and you will plummet to the earth. And die.
I think with the new technology, I think they're good to go. I think they're fine.
We can't even figure out technology in our fucking podcast studio. You think they're fucking doing shit over here? Look at this guy.
I think they're all good, but Homeboy's trying to tear off that mask. He's like, dude, the stink is probably coming up through the suit now and into that helmet.
I think they do that on purpose.
Of his excrement.
Yeah.
I do too.
There's like a little release valve right there. He's like, I want to smell some of my own dump right now.
Yeah.
He just
and it's more for motivation.
It lets out a little bit at a time.
Yeah. It's more for motivation just to keep him alert.
That's called Jinkum, by the way.
Is it?
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Jinkum?
Yeah.
Like these, I think it was a fake story, to be honest. I think it was some 4chan shit. But apparently kids in Nigeria near these toxic, or not toxic, but these waste dumps were like using fucking balloons to capture human excrement off-gassing.
Yes.
And then inhaling it to get high later.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's real because I can't imagine if I was in a situation dire enough where I did that, I would just kill myself, right? I mean, what would be the point?
What?
Jinkum or butt hash. I heard that too.
Oh, butt hash. That's a sweet term for it. Have you ever seen somebody at their desperate point of drugs? I have. I saw I wouldn't call him a friend, a close friend. I'd say an acquaintance that I knew. Like, Ohio State had gone and drive weed. They did this bus where they were very smart. Everybody was growing it inside their house and shit. Mm-hmm. So what they would do is take the helicopters around at night, and if there was no snow on your rooftop, that means you were using all the electricity and fucking thing, and they would bust the houses. Well, this went down one winter, and so there was no like drugs on campus, and there was some huge stoners, in our house that I was friends with, and I was like, "What are you guys gonna do, without weed?" And the guy's like, "I don't know, man. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I don't know what I'm gonna do." Blah 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 blah. Go to class, come back later on in the afternoon, and I find him blacked out in a stairwell. And he's got a rag in his hand, like a dirty ass rag. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Inhaling ether or something?
Lysol. So Pledge.
Oh,
it was Pledge.
Damn.
So he was putting Pledge inside of this rag and then inhaling the fumes. And potpourri. That was the other one. And so we called it after that Huffin' on Poe. And that was a new low for any human that I've seen.
My buddy Bostic and I walked up at a PX on Fort Bragg on Long Street actually one day, and this kid was sitting in his car, passed the fuck out, drooling all over himself. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, I saw him through the window from the front first. And I'm like, oh shit, this guy's fucked up. And it's like 110 degrees out that day. He's sitting in his car with the windows rolled up. The car is not on. So I'm like, oh shit. And he's in fucking uniform and everything. So I walk over and I'm like banging on his window, like, hey, wake up. Then I look down and see a fucking some canned air sitting in his lap. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Right
no
now.
way.
So
That's a good one.
Like, I fucking bang on the window and then I open the car door and I grab him because I'm just going to yank him out of the car because I don't want him taking off.
Yeah.
So he comes to a little bit and then he fucking starts the car immediately. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, but he started the car and then he looked over at me and then he's fucking started driving. I'm like, well, do your thing, guy. I'm not going to fucking chase you down, idiot.
By the way, the guy that I spoke of is now dead.
I'm sure this guy's dead too.
Yeah, he died. Yeah. I'm not going to go into what it was, but when I got that DM from a friend of mine, they were like, hey, man, you're not going to believe this. I was like, actually, I do believe that. And I'm surprised it didn't happen a lot earlier, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But we're here with you through the Scrubs launch. The guys are still in the spaceship. Are we calling it that, or are we calling it a rocket?
I don't know.
I feel weird calling it spaceship.
I don't know if one of those is a pejorative term.
I'm not either.
You know what I mean? Like, do they get upset when you say one thing or the other?
Yeah, it's classic I before E sitch here.
I mean, technically, the rocket is the fuel cells in the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the rest of it is just a container.
I would narrow it down to the put that picture up. Pop over to that, Giorgio, for the folks on YouTube. I would narrow it down to shaft and head of it. You know.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's when it floats back down to Earth. That's all you're
head.
The white part is all you're going to see.
Yeah, the head is all you're going to see.
That'll be under a parachute.
Yeah. So they're still sitting there, fingers crossed and everything else. I'm not sure what the holdup is or how long it takes to get those guys out of there.
No, I think you should just eject them.
That's it. Yeah, you got to just let them go through the top of that thing. There's 2 holes at the top. Do they have to climb their way out of that and kind of skate down?
I don't know. I think it's like a water slide.
I think. Yeah. And they just go all the way down. I don't know if it's like kind of getting off a plane, like where they got to release that rubber slide where it's just like, all right, guys, we're going to pull the rubber slide and you're going to slide all the way down.
Well, that's only in an emergency situation, but it might be like that. I don't know. I mean, they're pretty goddamn high.
Yeah, they're really high up there.
Like, that's got to be, what, 100 feet? 150 feet
at least. But one would think if you're an astronaut you could just jump out of that on some sort of safety pad or
rockets,
maybe bungee your way down. That'd be a fun thing down the side of it, but I don't know how they let those guys out of there. I would have thought there'd be a ladder inside, but I guess not.
Well, everything behind them is fuel.
Okay.
So I doubt there's a whole lot of space there. I mean, there's like it's solid O2, so it's like fucking heavy as shit.
It'd be great if it was nitrous.
It's actually one of the issues with us being able to get out of space because it's so fuel is so goddamn heavy.
Yeah.
That it takes so much force to get out. They've also scientists have also posited the idea of like a space elevator that would be a steel cable attached to the Earth.
Sure.
Right? A big one.
Sure.
There would be the end of it, I guess, if you want to call it that, would be put into geosynchronous orbit. It would be some kind of anchor, space anchor, for lack of a better phrase.
Right.
And then you would just be able to take the elevator up, and because of the force and the solid connection, without having to battle against gravity like that, you could do it. It could be an electric elevator, technically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't guess it would be that much different than a skyscraper, but they're worried about planes flying into it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just put it somewhere where planes don't fly. I don't know.
Maybe they put one of those plastic owls on the top of it. I think that helps from birds crashing and other things.
Yeah.
Speaking of plastic owls, I believe you can get one at boxofawesome.com. Box of Awesome, giving you the goods. All you do is you sign up, you take a little 5 questionnaire type of deal, determines what type of man or woman you are, and they send you a bunch of cool shit. It's like Christmas every single month. I get this goddamn thing every single. I've had it for I think 11 months now. I'm a gigantic fan of boxofawesome.com. I've gotten a travel kit, a DOP kit. I've gotten a travel bag. I've gotten a fucking hatchet, a dope ass like Indian hatchet. a whiskey decanter. We got some steak knives that are kind of like those blades in that Quentin Tarantino movie, Kill Bill. Mm-hmm. Always getting something awesome at boxofawesome.com. Sign up for their fucking program, dude.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Subscription of the month. You get one box every single month.
They always have cool new shit, too.
It's the best. It's about $150 worth of shit for like $40. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off at boxofawesome.com. It's like getting something rad from Brookstone every month for $40. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Big fan. I'm not a big fan of Kill Bill.
Oh, both those movies?
Somebody actually asked me that.
Two of my favorites, actually.
I don't think I've responded to them yet, but I saw it flash over my screen and I haven't forgotten about it because they're like, hey, what do you think about Kill Bill? Love it or hate it? Mm-hmm. I thought it was terrible.
Big fan. Huge fan. The only there's two Tarantino movies I actually didn't like. I'm going to have to go back and watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Everybody was like, oh my God, I love it. It's my fucking favorite. Everybody says that. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it.
It was okay.
I will go back and watch. You and I have had the same feelings on that. Yeah. And then the only other one that I didn't like was Jackie Brown. All of the rest of his movies I love.
I love Jackie Brown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of Tarantino's movies I love, and he's one of my favorites of all time.
I mean, the best one, man, it's got to be, I don't know.
You've Pulp Fiction, you've Reservoir Dogs, you've Django Unchained. Dude, Django just came on Netflix. Yeah. Rewatch Django again.
Yeah.
That movie's
I watched it 2 nights
dope
ago. 3
as
nights
fuck, dude.
Yeah, I think Reservoir Dogs is probably the best written script.
The best written script, because I read all of his scripts. The best written script he's done was Inglourious Bastards. That read like a fucking novel, and man, gigantic fan of that script. That was one of the best reads I've ever had the pleasure to enjoy. But look, man, it's tough to beat Pulp Fiction too. And that changed the game for everyone.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure there's a lot of people who got into independent filmmaking just because of that.
Yeah, I would love to, since we're doing the Launch America thing today. I still would love to have directed Machete in space. Danny Trejo really wants that to happen, and for whatever reason, Robert Rodriguez won't do it.
I wonder why.
I don't know, but we're going down to Austin this weekend. If I run into him, I'm gonna ask him, because I don't know if you were here for that, but we did a thing on Drinkin Bros for a long time where we did hashtag Let Ross Direct Machete in Space to Robert Rodriguez. He got bombarded with like thousands and thousands of messages.
Well, he definitely knows who we are because he was hanging out with Rudy Reyes last summer.
Really?
And he was like, "Hey, can you guys come to Austin and hang out?" I'm like, "No, dude, we're fucked." I don't remember. I think we were actually. It was when we were in LA. In March.
That's right. That's right.
So I was like, "Fuck no, dude."
Yes.
It was like March 15th or 16th. He was gonna be there. We're like those 2 days, and we're like, "No, I'm gonna be in fucking LA that whole time."
Well, he lives there, and his studio is there.
In Austin, you mean?
Yeah. He's got a hangar. He's got an airport hangar there. Anyways, I fucking tweeted him for 176 straight days to have him let me write and direct Machete in space, and nothing out of that guy. I would have assumed differently, because I've directed Danny, I think, in 2 or 3 movies at this point, and I love him. And Danny likes those type of movies. Yeah. So do I, obviously. But Danny loves those type of movies, and I think he wanted that to be his last film, because the guy does, fucking 800 movies.
Yeah.
I think he wanted that to be his last film, because he's kind of moved on into coffee and tacos.
He's got all kinds of shit going on.
He's got a beer out now. I saw a beer last time I was in LA. Whoever is doing his branding is on point, dude.
Yeah.
So good on him. But yeah, if you're just tuning in now to the YouTube show, we got scrubbed today on the Launch America.
Yeah, we got butt fucked by the weather.
Fucking classic 2020 here at this point, man. I don't know what is happening with this year, but we just can't pop something off. Should have had Dana White in charge of this thing. That fucking thing would be in the goddamn air right now.
Yeah, he would have found a way to control the weather.
Yeah.
Don't give me excuses like I can't control the weather. Bitch, find a way to control the weather.
He would have punched a fucking hole through the bottom of that thing. So,
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's see. Yeah, man, fuck. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that they didn't have this more dialed in. Did this just pop up, this storm?
I mean, it's the beginning of hurricane season. So, no. It's Florida at the beginning of hurricane season.
Yeah, but it's like, man, That's right. Alec, our producer, he said this earlier. He goes, dude, I think this is going to get canceled today. And I was like, no, they're in the ship, dude. They're there. I feel like this is kind of our Geraldo moment with Al Capone's vault.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah. We just let everybody down here.
Al Capone had syphilis.
Yeah.
And went insane. I watched about half of the new Tom Hardy movie.
Oh, shit. Is it out?
It's on Prime. You can buy it on Prime.
No way.
And iTunes. But it was... I didn't.
Everybody said it's terrible.
I didn't finish it.
Wow.
I mean, it was...
How does Tom Hardy...
Tom Hardy's great. It's just a fucking boring story. Like, it's not interesting to watch an old gangster die over time and go into dementia. That wasn't entertaining. Maybe it got better at the end or towards the end or something like that. But I feel like if they had made it like Godfather 2 style, where it's going from present to past and showing a bunch of scenes from him doing gangster shit back in the day, that would have been way fucking better, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Maybe they did that later. Maybe I didn't watch it long enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're out there and you've seen it and it's actually good.
No, the reviews were terrible on it. But I'm glad you checked it out.
Yeah, I mean, it was him as an old man losing his mind.
Crazy.
Really, that's pretty much what it was.
Capone's in my new book. I'm amped about it.
Well,
but it's the younger one, and before all this bullshit. I wasn't going that route. But Tom Hardy never usually puts out a bad movie. Nothing you can do.
His acting is great.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, the script sucked. I think it's like if somebody comes to you and say, hey, we want you to play Al Capone, you got to say yes.
Of course.
To that, but
of course. By the way, they're remaking Scarface.
Who's playing Anthony?
They haven't said it yet.
Antonio.
But they just hired a director, so it's real. This isn't like, oh, hey, I think we're going to do this. They've hired a director, and he's on board.
Who's it going to be?
I forget his name.
No, not the director. Who's
going to be Scarface? Fuck, man. It'll probably be Alex Rodriguez or somebody, A-Rod.
What's that dude?
They're going to cheese it up, Channing Tatum, somebody like that.
No, it's got to be a Latino dude. They can't get away with that. Not in today's culture.
I wonder.
No.
I wonder.
No. No, you can remake characters from white to minorities, but never the other way.
Not even white to minorities anymore.
You can do that.
If Pacino got cast as a Cuban now, people would fucking riot.
I think Oscar Isaac would probably be the guy.
Ooh.
Because he's the same build as Pacino. He can do the voice. He's Latino as well. He's Guatemalan, so I think he's probably the guy, right? I can't think of anybody else that looks like Scarface in my head other than him.
But do you go for the same look, or do you change the story altogether? Like, are you just ripping it?
You don't fuck with Tony Montana, dude.
That's what I think.
I think you go even further. Like, I think it's maybe you take some liberties with the original script and make it bigger, because it would be bigger. And like in today's world, if they're making a modern version of it. In today's world, it would be way different than it was then. But maybe if they stay with the Cuba thing, it's got to happen in the 70s, right?
Yeah, you can't. You can't do it now.
Like if they're doing, but maybe it's him dealing with maybe he's Mexican this time and it's Mexican cartels. Who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see. But I think in my head I can see him as that character. If they come out with somebody that's too different, then what's the point of calling it a remake? That's not a remake.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Too much scrutiny.
Like I want to see somebody that looks and feels like Al Pacino doing something differently.
I agree. We'll see.
I also like Oscar Isaac as an actor.
He's good. He's good. Giorgio kind of looks like him a little bit, like a stunt double. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. Sorry we got scrubbed today. We were expecting some fun shit, and instead, we got boned along with all of you. But thanks for getting boned with us. The Drinkin Bro of the week, submitted by Jack Comstock from North Carolina, member of Drinkin Bros since episode 1. Proud of you. He's nominating Trey Smith. He says, I'd like to nominate my best friend, SSG Trey Smith. What's SSG stand for?
Staff Sergeant.
There you go. Sometimes I like to test you, because I obviously know. Trey just returned from a deployment in Afghanistan in March and immediately started having issues. He took his own life the morning of Memorial Day, Monday, May 25th. He was an outstanding paratrooper who excelled in every area of his job and an exceptional father to his 18-month-old son, Carson. Cheers. Shit. We never know what these are going to be, because we open them live on air. That way we can have an honest reaction to it. And fuck, man, I hate when they're these. You know?
Yeah.
That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. Well, D'Anthony, I wish I could say we had better news today with the launch and everything else, but I feel like we had some good times.
Yeah.
I feel like we laughed a lot, we shared a lot, and we learned a lot about each other.
Diego Luna is the lead, supposedly. That's the rumor.
Okay.
You know who he is, the guy from
He's a
Narcos?
great actor. Yeah, he was in
he's
Motorcycle Diaries.
He's really good. Yeah, he probably came way cheaper than Oscar Isaacs would have come.
Off of Star Wars, yes.
He probably like 10 to 15 million cheaper.
Yeah,
probably.
I agree.
Give or take. Actually, maybe more than that. Like with his catalog at this point, all the Star Wars movies, fucking Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah.
Did he win an Academy Award for that? He was nominated.
He was nominated. I'm not sure if he won, but
he's been in a lot of shit at this point.
Yeah, Diego Luna would come cheaper, but I think Diego Luna is probably the better choice for it. To be honest with you. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes.
He's got a more natural Latino accent for sure.
My whole thing was, how do you have? I mean, you're correcting a perfect movie, or trying to at that point. Like, what can you add to that? If you're going to remake something, remake it so that, like Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck was shitty. Mm-hmm. Remake it and make that cool. It's like trying to remake Shawshank. Why? Shawshank Redemption. Why do it? Doesn't make any sense.
I want to remake his list.
What happens in the end?
Keeps running out of ink. Can't keep his list.
Yeah. The list is, God damn it. He just keeps shaking the pen over and over again.
I've never seen that movie.
Really?
No.
Man, it's been a very long time since I've seen it.
I should probably watch it.
Somebody wrote in on YouTube here and says, make Anne Frank Lost in Space. As if she got out and then went to space and she's still there. Be a love story. How old would she be now?
Dead. She was 14 in the 40s, 1940s.
So she'd be about 90 years old.
She would be in her mid to
late
late 90s, yeah.
Yeah, she'd be alive. You could cast Kirk Douglas just died.
She would be 90.
Yeah.
90 this year.
Yeah. She'd be 90 this year, so.
Well, her birthday's coming up. What is it, June 8th or some shit? What is her birthday?
I forget. It's tattooed on my back, and I don't have a mirror behind me right now, so I can't see it. But
June 12th.
June 12th. Close.
Apologies all around.
Yeah.
She would have been 91 this year.
Man. Wow. Yeah, she'd still be alive.
I think.
She'd still be alive in space, I think. I'll look into it. That's what we're saying, is we'll give this a go. We'll absolutely give this a go.
Look, I've already ordered the outfit.
Yeah.
So.
So you're ready.
I'd go as Anne Frank for Halloween every year. Yeah. I just hide in the attic.
Of course.
Everybody's like, "Why were you at the party?"
I was.
I was hiding.
Yeah, I was the best character there.
Yeah.
I was the most in costume.
And then right before the vote for the best costume of the night, I text them all a picture of me from my hiding spot.
Yeah, where you are. Yeah. You'd win.
I should, but life's not fair. Sometimes.
It isn't. It really isn't. For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. Sorry, the SpaceX got scrubbed, but we love you, and good night, everyone.